are we seeing a potential shift in relations between the world's biggest powers? Washington doubling down on securing India to counter China. But India is not an easy one to win over. We look at what big ticket deals Washington is signing off on. Here are the details.
A turning point in U.S.-India relations. Washington is shoring up India's power by signing massive deals from defense to critical technology.
Toast to our partnership, to our people, to the possibilities that lie ahead, to two great friends, two great nations, and two great powers. Cheers.
The White House announced the deals on Thursday, during India's Prime Minister's state visit to Washington. That's after rolling out the red carpet, a speech to Congress.
We are home to all faiths in the world.
And a state dinner. Diplomatic treatments usually only reserved for treaty allies. As a nuclear power sitting on a critical location, India is key to Washington's efforts to counter China. The U.S. is also trying to woo India away from Russia, its top military gear supplier. To take their relations to the next level, Washington is sharing some of its highly sensitive technology, such as jet engines. The two countries would co-produce General Electric's F-414 engines for India's fighter jets. The new deal is being seen as a sign of trust. The U.S. has been reluctant to share such sensitive technology with India, partly because the country buys weapons from Russia. Both countries are also talking about more intelligence sharing between their militaries. U.S. ships might be able to call more often at Indian ports. And India would allow the American Navy to maintain and repair its ships there. India sits on a critical location. It's right next to China. On its west is the Strait of Hormuz. On its east lies the Strait of Malacca. Both are critical pathways for transporting energy. On top of defense, Washington is also helping India with its semiconductor technology. U.S. memory chip giant Micron plans to pour over $800 million to build a facility in India. U.S. semiconductor firms are also set to train over 60,000 Indian engineers and invest $400 million to set up an engineering center there. In space, India would join NASA's project to send astronauts back to the moon by 2025. The nation would also conduct a joint mission to the International Space Station in 2024. Beyond those projects, both countries would also deepen cooperation in fields like critical minerals, quantum computing, and artificial intelligence.
And it's not just politics. President Biden, joined by India's Prime Minister, met with big tech CEOs on Friday. That's as leaders look to increase cooperation on artificial intelligence, semiconductor production, and space. Executives from Apple, Google, and Microsoft attended. Outside the White House, big businesses are already eyeing India as a potential alternative to China. Tesla and Twitter CEO Elon Musk met with India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday. Following the meeting, Musk said he's confident that Tesla will establish itself in India and will do so as soon as possible. Last month, Amazon's cloud unit said it would pump over $12 billion into building data centers in India by 2030. As for Apple, it opened its first store in India in April. The tech giant also opened 3 more production sites in India last year. The country is becoming increasingly important for American businesses. Last year, over 20% of India's foreign direct investment came from America, and the U.S. stood as India's second largest investor as of 2022, just after Singapore.